Welcome, everyone, to the 2025 Great Ontario Yield Tour. It's our 10th year. We have Henry Prinzen here today. We have two chiefs. I'm a chief commodity strategist with Farms.com Risk Management. We're the faces of the tour, and Henry's a chief agronomist with Maizex, also the chief agronomist for the tour. So welcome. We just wanted to do a quick video introduction to this year's tour. And before I forget, I just wanted to thank all the sponsors, the hosts, and all the scouts. We remember the tour starts on Monday, August 11th to the 22nd with two final events. We'll get that to that here in a second. And you can follow us on Twitter with hashtag ONYield25. Henry, it was a wet start, but all of a sudden it's turned dry in July and it looks dry for August. That's your worst case scenario, isn't it?
100%, Mo. I mean, we did have a good start in a way, right? We got some in the ground in April. There is some good looking April corn and beans out there. But then it turned wet and coldest May in maybe 6 years is what we were hearing. Yeah, I mean, we started off on the wrong foot, right? It was wet. We didn't plant right. Stands aren't what they should be. And that's the first component of big yields is a stand, right? And we don't have big stands this year. So just right off the bat, we're starting a foot behind.
Yeah, how quickly we forget about that cold, wet spring, eh? Because it's turned so hot and dry. And do we have the heat?
Yeah, I mean, you have the heat, which is great. Like the crop's progressing well, or maybe a little bit behind last year still because of May, mostly because of May. But we've had cooler nights, which has protected pollination and probably, saved maybe grain fill longer term. With those hot nights, sometimes they get that in the U.S. You speed grain fill and you lose a lot of yield. But we've avoided that, but we need rain.
So I did a survey on X, or AKA Twitter, and most agree that it's something smaller. It's been a good 5 years above average yields, but it's been a while since we've seen a 190 or lower. What do you think?
Yeah, I think back to 2022, right? We had that dry finish and we ended up with like a 188, I think, kind of that realm. And I think we're looking at the same realm, kind of like the people. The people have spoken, and I don't think they're far off. It's somewhere around 190 is what my best guess is.
And we've had some really good bean yields as well, but the crowd in Ontario, the farmers, thinking below 50. What do you think?
Yeah, beans are made in August, right? And you haven't got a rain. That's a bad start, right? We're going to start aborting pods here. There's plants wilting in fields, spider mites, aphids. Yeah, it's not fun. I would say below 50 is quite reasonable expectation today.
Silver lining, less disease.
Yeah, so that's the silver lining of the year, right? Last year we were talking about tar spot. I think at the end of the tour, I actually seen plants totally decimated, even dying of tar spot already. Very little tar spot. Not to say that there's none, there's tar spot, but the talk of two passes, like we talked about last year a lot. Yeah, the chatter is there, but I'm not sure it's necessary because there's just not a lot of tar spot out there. We haven't had enough moisture to reach that disease triangle, fill it.
Right. Guys are complaining how dry it is. It turned dry in July and now August. It looks like it's going to be below average.
For sure. Well, I mean, below average. I mean, yeah, below 5-year average. Sure.
Yeah.
It's still optimism, but we need a rain in a hurry. And the only way we're going to get that is from a tropical storm, and that doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon either.
You need a 2-inch widespread rain across the province. Okay, don't forget, guys. There's two final events to the tour, so the tour goes from August 11th. 22nd. So don't forget to check in on Twitter or X and follow along. Provide your comments. The final event out east is a new venue in Osgood, Ontario. And our special guest speaker there is Peter H. Sikma. It's at the Ivan Peterson Custom Farming. And out west, it's on August 28th in Woodstock at the Canada's Outdoor Farm Show. And our special guest speaker there is Sean Castile. Again, you can register for free, but seating is limited. So make sure you come in early. And we're going to talk about why you need to attend these final events. So there's a bunch of demos that we do in the morning, and then we have our special guest speakers that speak. Henry, Dr. Peter Sikma was inducted into the Canadian Hall of Fame talk a little bit about his demo and main presentation.
Yeah, Peter's an awesome speaker, right? We were blessed to have him down here in the Southwest for a long time, working out of Ridgetown as the weed and herbicide specialist, right? Really smart, really good speaker. We're gonna see. He partnered up with Holly Biker from the Winchester Research Station. They're gonna do a demo on some problem needs, identifying them, understanding them. So that's pretty hands-on learning there. And then he's going to talk about management of water hemp and fleabane, which is really timely as water hemp kind of moves throughout Ontario and becomes the next biggest problem, a bigger problem than fleabane for sure.
And then we have Sean Castile. He was a farmer favorite out east last week, so we rotate him to the west event. Tell the crowd about Sean.
Yeah, Sean's great, right? Soybeans, he knows how to grow big soybeans. Does a lot of sulfur work at the University of Purdue in Indiana there, and great results from sulfur. Some of the research we do at Maizex on sulfur on beans, we're seeing similar results in Pog, Ontario. So Sean teaches us, plan early, add sulfur, get big beans. So he's a great speaker to have, and we can learn a lot about growing big beans with him.
Yeah, so if you're looking to grow 70, 80 bushel beans, he's got all the plot data, start to finish, what you need to do, what's working, what's not working. So feel free to register at riskmanagement.farms.com/yield tour. And new this year, and I think maybe this was a bad year to introduce this, but tried to give farmers across the province, some farmers who wanted to participate, to challenge them on that corn yield. What can we do differently, or what are we doing to achieve some of those higher yields? Henry, you want to talk about some of those corn farmer participants and maybe some of the programs they're using?
Yeah, so some of the things we do with some of these growers, what we've learned, what they're doing, right? They're pushing populations, they're using tissue testing, they're understanding their crop all through the season to set up for even next year, right? When you listen to a speaker like David Hula or whoever it is, what do they talk about? They talk about, what's the phosphorus level in the plant? What's this level? What's that level? And finding out what's that next limiting factor on yield. Well, this year it's probably rainfall, but what we're trying to set up is, what is it next year? Could it be magnesium? Which tons of growers this year were short in magnesium. Okay, how are we going to address that? Are we going to ban some fertilizer? Are we going to top dress, with some magnesium in a side dress application? What are we doing to address that and maximize yield potential? So things like that, different nitrogen strategies, banning nitrogen, concealed, putting it right beside the row up planting. All these kinds of things are things these kind of growers are talking about.
Yeah, I was looking forward to testing, doing some yield checks with these top growers and seeing a 300 bushel yield on my app, but I think it's going to be 10 years. I'm not going to win this year again because of the dry weather.
Probably unlikely this year.
Don't forget, guys and gals, if you do attend one of the final events, we had some prizes. Terra Links, one of our platinum sponsors, is providing a $2,500 multispectral imagery package. It's a drone package. So some of the newest technology that a lot of farmers are using on their farms. And then we've got a yield contest. So it's a prize bundle worth $1,600 from both myself at Farms.com Risk Management and Maizex and Henry. $800 worth of a free subscription from us marketing, and then $800 worth of seed of some sort. I think it's corn.
Corn, yeah. A couple bags of corn.
And so if you guess the final yield, either to the east or the west, depending on which event you attend, you get a chance to win that prize as well. So once again, thank you to all our hosts, sponsors, scouts. This tour would not be possible without them. August 11th, 22nd, final events. August 21st, out east, west, August 28th. Really hope to see you there. Take care, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.